Yeah.
It was
Great stuff. Well, around this time, Bree, I remember doing Hard Hitters, probably around about 06. You had your first son, right? Which is say cool. Yeah. How did that impact you, man, during that time? Let's talk about that.
So I was 21 when he was born. So remember I was waiting to be a truck driver at 21. So right around this time, I was ready to go do that, and he was on the way, and then the music was still going, because I think I fell back to go do that CDL school or whatnot.
Right.
So what happened? I'm gonna skip through a little bit of that story. I don't even know that part.
Yeah, you go ahead.
For the most part, my son was born.
Yeah.
And then I started driving. I had a job driving what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And for him having the son, that was the life change, a big change in my life right there.
Yeah.
He changed my life, because not saying I was selfish. I you, my cousins, but having a child is like, damn, I really rock with this one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one all me.
Yeah.
And then coming from, I had a great stepdad, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have my real dad, died when I was 2, never knew him.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm looking like, okay, I just want to be in this kid life 2 years.
Yeah.
You feel me? If I can be in his life 2 years,
Yeah.
I'll be at the same my dad was with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had very, very, very low expectations
at that time, yeah.
So.
But you end up being a great father to Sekou, man. I love seeing him now as he got older. You telling Sekou, I be like, bro, I remember you was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to see he up now, man, way older, man. Yeah, you done a great job raising him, man.
I'm very
definitely.
proud of him, too. That's it's a good thing. I can't. That's one thing nobody can't take from me.
Yeah.
You can say a lot of probably I don't do shit, so you can't really say shit. But I raised an adult.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? A whole adult.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
chill on me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's one thing I pride myself on.
Great job, brother. So let's talk about this, Bree. You went over to Kuwait.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what made you go over to Kuwait, what some of the experiences are going over there, because you lived overseas for some years, bro, so I know you got some stuff to share that,
Oh, yeah.
Myself, I mean, of course, you shared a lot with me, but even those that's viewing this, let's talk a little bit about why you went over to Kuwait, what was the experiences like over there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Great things, some things you feel may not as great, or what have you, and let's go from there.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I grew up in the church or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I pray. I said, Lord, rich by 26. Rich by 26, Lord. So when I started driving, little money, it wasn't quite what I was expecting at the time. Didn't matter. I had the kid. I was, even though my money wasn't where I wanted it, I still pride myself on being a great father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, okay, grind this little job, take care of my kid. Grind it, don't do nothing stupid to play myself off the street. You know what I mean? Nothing that hot. Just keep grinding. Stay clean.
Yeah.
Wait for opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people not prepared when opportunity come. So even just a regular job market, just because you had a job 2-3 years, you want to do something different. Don't get comfortable and can't pass a piss test and things like that. That's where you get comfortable and forget.
Exactly.
So to me, stay clean. Stay ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ready to do whatever. Because I'm at that point, I'm ready to do something different now.
Yeah.
It's time. I got this kid.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to go to Kuwait came about. Pretty much I had a partner that worked over there. He told me about it. Because, at that time, it was like a mythical job. Everybody knows somebody that did it.
Yeah.
Nobody knew nobody that did it.
Yeah.
Type deal. So I applied, and having the CDLs is what got me over there.
Yeah.
They needed drivers.
Yeah.
Cool. At that time, I didn't know where Kuwait was, where Afghanistan was, Iraq. Yeah. I just looked. They said they're going to give me all these zeros. I said, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And at that time in life, it's just messed up. It is what it is. Like, we don't do bad. I wasn't doing bad shit, but a lot of people I seen, you go to jail for about a year.
Yeah.
And then you come home.
Yeah.
And then all your shit is great. You know what I mean? Not saying that was what I was looking at doing.
Yeah.
But that's just, bro got locked up. He back now. Mm-hmm. Bro got locked up. He back now.
Yep.
You think, but it's like, nah, we don't gotta do that. Mm. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like, okay, would I go over to this country to make this amount of money that I would possibly, get in trouble for here? Mm. But now I get to make the money and work.
Yeah.
Great. No, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
For me.
That's why as you go over there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that type of mind state.
So Bri, talk to me a little bit about your experience of living over in Kuwait for these several years you lived over there.
Yes, I spent about all in all, about 10 years over there.
Whole decade.
And so, for me, leaving everything I know, all the comforts, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But I knew it was legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I knew I had a job. And if I do my job, I can't get in trouble. So that was my outlook on things. And it was nothing that legally that I would not do, to support my little one at the time what I had. So that opportunity when it came, like I approach everything, straight dedication. This is what it is. This is what I'm doing. Nothing else matter, to a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. For the most part, what it gave me was the opportunity to think. I went from survival mode to living. That was the biggest thing, which, my first 6 months, I'm out of survival mode. Now I'm trying to figure out, okay, what I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now I'm not just doing stuff for money. The money coming, great, and I'm able to help a lot of people take care of things I need to take care of. But what else do I want to do? That's what it kind of gave me over there, a place to think and just think for the most part of it.
Yeah. Survival mode to really live it.
Yeah.
How was that feeling, though, Bri?
It's a great feeling that many people probably won't never experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you check the check, and that's a different type of living.
Yeah.
And not saying no down to anybody who do that, but just stay ready for your opportunity.
Yeah.
When it do, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
And just give up.
Yeah.
Because that's when your breakthrough finna come. But for me, the living aspect, as far as traveling, I got to travel a lot.
Yep.
Different cultures. I went from America, basically a Christian-based culture, to where I look on the news, everything about the Muslims, bad. I get over here, I'm living amongst them.
Yeah.
They not really that bad. They respect me. I respect them. I respect the culture. I respect people in general.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give respect. So you're only going to give me back respect. That's just how I operate anyway.
Yeah.
So living over there, it was super cool. I say this. Living over there, I was 26. So living over there as a 26-year-old, the police, they treat me like I was a 60-year-old white man. That's how I feel.
Oh, wow.
In America, how they treat an old white man, they don't really bother him. They ain't pulling him over for no reason. He doing what he doing.
Right.
That's how I felt over there as a black man, because to me, abroad, you're not black or white, you're American first. So that comes with his own, to me, amount of respect.
Yeah.
That, as long as you give respect as well, you're going to receive it. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I really had no problem traveling abroad because it was really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know they're heavy on religion over there, Bri. Talk a little bit about that, though, because I remember when me and you had some conversations, too. You talked about, even if you wanted to have a drink, it was way more expensive, or you had to trap, what?
Well, no, couldn't drink over there.
Okay.
Drinking was illegal.
Oh,
Everything was illegal over there.
Man.
But for people that might have did, say a fifth of hen, back then it might cost us $30, $100. So it was but I didn't participate in those type of activities just so, but I knew of them.
Yeah.
So, a fifth of hen might cost $100.
Yeah.
So that was what people wanted to do, drink a little bit. Nobody really was trying to smoke weed or nothing like that over there. Yeah. We got jobs. Right. You know what I mean? But again, I wasn't trying to do none of that stuff. That's just what I know what people was doing.
Yeah.
But so that was it in itself. So for me, honestly, with my type of focus, I stopped drinking. No drinking, no smoking, no nothing.
None over there.
I was all sober thoughts.
Wow.
You know what I mean? For years.
Yeah.
And that's the game changer. Then my first year, I had no friends. You know, because I'm coming over here out the blue. Nobody know me.
Yeah.
You don't know who I am or nothing. For me, it didn't matter. You know, I bought a PlayStation. I go to work, come home, play PlayStation, make my money, go to work, come home, play. And that was what it was. Talk to my fam. I rock with you.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Take my little vacations and kept my head down and kept moving forward.
Yeah.